yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place.
Bloodborne released in 2015 and countless people have played it. But the question here is it worth playing Bloodborne 10 years after its release? Well, let's find out through this review.
But first, you'll need a contract.
Hey everyone, this is Spawn from Spawnyard and I bought Bloodborne 4 years ago. But for some reason, I have not been able to play it. You see, I fell in love with FromSoft games through Sekiro. Since then, I have played games like Elden Ring, Kazan, Wuchang, Wukong, and a few more. The reason I kept delaying Bloodborne was because I was worried that it would feel dated. But in January of 2026, when I had no other new games to play, I did a poll on X, asking people to choose between 4 games that I should play next. People chose Bloodborne for me, and hence my journey of Bloodborne began. As I said earlier, I have experience playing FromSoft games, so I knew what I was getting into. I expected the exploration to be sublime, and it was, especially the verticality of it. There is no better feeling in the world than stumbling upon a door that takes you back to the save point from where you started initially. This ends up opening a shortcut for you to explore easily and get back to the bosses quickly. Every path that you take in the game brings you a sense of horror and excitement because something amazing is waiting for you at the end of it, or something horrifying. My biggest concern though was around combat. How fluid the combat will feel after 10 years of its release was a big worry. But to my surprise, it felt as buttery as it could. However, what I did not like about the combat was how parry was designed. While you could parry most attacks, you could only do it in limited amounts, as parry was done through a pistol and it was limited by the number of bullets you had. Due to this reason, I decided not to parry at all after the first couple of bosses, because I was not in the mood of farming it every time I went for a boss fight. So if you are playing this game years after its release, chances are you will not like it either, given that parry is a straightforward mechanic in current gen games. As for story, well, the story in video games is one of those things that is timeless. You go in looking for a cure for yourself and your life turns upside down. You don't know what the reality is anymore. By the time you are done with your first playthrough, you are left with questions, and that provokes you to start your next playthrough as soon as possible. In a traditional FromSoft way, cutscenes don't tell you any story. It's through your exploration you find out what's going on in the game. And I loved it. The game can be intimidating at times, especially around bosses. But FromSoft provides more than one way to defeat a boss, and all you need is a little bit of patience. As I said earlier, due to limited parries, the boss fights were not as fun as I would have liked them to be. But overall, I still enjoyed it. Now, we all know that FromSoft is a 10-year-old game, and the graphics of this game hold up pretty well for its time. You can definitely tell it's an older game, but you don't go into a FromSoft game for graphics, do you? It's the exploration and challenges that you overcome that makes your playthrough worthwhile in FromSoft games.
Oh, get you!
The game has plenty of weapons and bosses, The more you explore, the more you find, and more rewards you unlock. So if you are planning on playing this game, explore as much as possible to elevate your experience. One of the things that I absolutely did not like about this game was farming for health potions. The game doesn't give you a minimum amount of health potions when you die. You have to farm some potions by fighting enemies to have some of it with you. Then you can go and fight bosses again. Found this mechanic very boring. To get around this, I fought most bosses without any heal potions. When I finished my playthrough, I said to myself, man, I wish I played this game on release. Not because it feels dated or anything, but to share the similar feeling that other players felt when they played it for the first time, and that is around the launch. Back then, everything about Bloodborne was probably refreshing. Now you have multiple titles from FromSoft and other Souls-like games where the combat and other mechanics feel a lot better.
Prince. We shall not abandon the dream.
To summarize, Bloodborne is a great game even after 10 years of its release. If you are a fan of FromSoft games or Souls-like games, you should definitely give it a try. Just be ready to face some dated mechanics like limited parries and potion farming, but if you can get past those, you are in for a thrilling adventure in the dark and mysterious world of Bloodborne.
No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
Well, that's it for today's video. See you all in the next one. Take care.